She walked back to the rear of the car and shaded her eyes from the bright sunlight to look at oncoming traffic. Everything inside her screamed this was a very bad idea. Maybe she should walk to a call box for roadside assistance. Would there be one out here? While she debated her options, a motorcyclist pulled off the highway and rumbled to a noisy stop behind her car. The rider was big and built, wearing a black leather jacket, jeans, and biker boots with chunky soles. He killed the engine and swung his leg over the powerful machine, then removed his helmet, but left his mirrored sunglasses on. He'd shaved his head, and as he approached her, she noted he was tall, well over 6 feet, broad shoulders and muscular thighs encased in tight denim, and a badass attitude dripped off him. Awareness shivered through Madeline. Bad boys were a weakness for her. That's why she dated suits. Lawyers, accountants, stockbrokers, and the like, who were safe. Nothing about this man looked safe. In fact, trouble of the most delicious sort would be his forte. "Hi," he said when he stood in front of her. Still shading her eyes, she looked up, way up, taking in his very nice physique on the way. "Hi." He glanced over at her flat, then back at her. "Looks like you need some help." Maddie smiled, even though she detested being thrust into the role of helpless female. "Yes," she said. "I was going to call for help, but my cell is dead." "No car charger?" he asked. She shook her head. She never drove, so why would she need one? "I'd be happy to put your spare on," he offered. He hooked a thumb in the back pocket of his jeans. "Thank you," she said. "If I could just use your cell, I can call someone." "Don't have one," he replied. No cell? Who didn't have a cell these days? "Oh, well, I hate to trouble you." "It's no trouble, Maddie." He shrugged out of his jacket and handed it to her, then walked around to the driver's side to find the trunk release. She stood there, speechless, holding his jacket, still warm from his body and scented with a mix of musky cologne and him. The trunk popped, and he rejoined her. "Do I know you?" He grinned and lifted the trunk lid. "You used to. It's been a while." "I'm sorry," Maddie said. We went to high school together." He bent to disengage the spare and gave her a nice view of his ass. Since she couldn't have helped herself if she'd wanted to, which she didn't, she indulged in a nice long look. He straightened and dropped the spare to the asphalt. It probably should have bounced, but instead it made a plopping noise because it was flat as well. "Oh no," Maddie said. "Yeah," he agreed. "That's not going to work," and tossed it back into her trunk. His gray t-shirt stretched taut across his shoulders and chest, but hung loose over his flat stomach. The print on the shirt said, "The road will set you free." The design was of a wheel with wings. A black ink tattoo peeked out below the sleeve and curved over his thick bicep. She tried to focus on his face, but she couldn't tell much with the aviators covering so much area. He had a nice, strong jaw and kissable lips. Maddie shook her head and tried to focus. "Did you say we went to school together?" "Yeah, Rockwood Prep." This guy had gone to private school with her? High school? You still look like the girl who was elected homecoming queen 2 years running. "Thank you," she said automatically. "I wish I could say you look the same as well, but I'm afraid I'm drawing a complete blank." He smiled and brushed her hand when he took his jacket from her. Maddie's breath hung in her chest as her reaction to him worked its way through her ridiculously susceptible body.